So on guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I'm going to go over the trades we end up taking on Friday, as well as the game plan going into this week, and what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. So when it came to Friday, this is what we looked like here. Again, 30-minute chart right here is what tells us the trend in the market. So pretty much, if we're crossed on the calls, we're bullish. If we're crossed on the puts, we're bearish. And if we're crossed on neither, then we are neutral. So on Friday, we were neutral. We got this little cross right here, but this doesn't obviously count or qualify for a valid cross because this 50 SMA has to be flat or curling up when we get a cross, and obviously that never happened. It curled a little bit here at the close, but this is still sloped down a little bit, and this is a very ugly chart. No trend at the moment, so we're neutral. On Friday, I was really only interested in taking longs. If you guys remember, probably from the last video, or probably Thursday's video, that we were between these fibs right here. So if we go to the fib chart, we broke out of the range initially, which we had, I think, on like Wednesday. We broke out when we had that news in the afternoon with Trump, I believe. We broke out of the range, and then we ended up longing the 6900 level. This is what, or the 6947 level is what I end up taking. And you can see we ended up, breaking below it here and recapturing that level. So once we recapture that level, I wanted to see a retest of it. So go to the 5-minute here. I ended up grabbing this long. Where were we? Right off of 47, which was what? Right up in this area here. We went long off of this, like right at 48. It didn't hit it exactly, but that is where I started my long at. And yeah, we bounced 48 all the way up to like 60, and then it came back down. I ended up getting stopped out for 10 points. It obviously didn't go anywhere near my TPs. On these like fib trades, you want at least like 25 points on ES. That's kind of what I go for, and you kind of use this final TP up in here, this or final fib level for your final take profit, which is that 6981 level. So that is what I was planning for. So we got nowhere near that level, so there was no reason to take anything off the table. This is just how we do the fib trades, man. They're very high risk to reward trades. In hindsight, it's like, oh yeah, the trade was up 10 points, I should have just sold, but that's not how you're supposed to trade the fibs. You're looking for those high risk to reward trades. You're getting at least like 25, 30 points. It's like a 1 to 2.5, 1 to 3 risk to reward on those trades, and they play out beautifully a lot of the times. Obviously, we end up getting stopped on this one. It was just a very choppy day in general. We're just, obviously, when you look at this chart, you can see we're just pumping and dumping, and that was my trade I was looking for the day on Friday, and we got stopped on it. 10-point loss is what it is on ES, and that's pretty much, I think, all we did on Friday. That was the only thing I was really interested in, because we're kind of in buying the dip mode when it comes to fibs, because we, like I said, on Wednesday we broke out of the range we were in. It has nothing to do with these fib levels on this chart. It's past fib levels we ended up breaking out of, so we ended up flipping the level. So this 100% mark goes at the top, the 0% is now at the bottom, and we're only interested in buying dips. So futures ended up dropping a lot, and we actually dipped to the 6900 level. You could have taken a long if you wanted. You probably were already up like 25, 30 points on that if you did end up taking it. Overnight trades aren't the best in the world when it comes to like win rate. It's just, I just feel like they don't do too well. But when we have these like larger moves overnight, I feel like that's kind of when you can capitalize on it. If we're at a fib level and we make a large move overnight, I mean, the risk reward's in your favor, and you would have been paid if you taken that 6900 level today. This is with extended hours off, so that's why you don't see price all the way down in here. But yeah, it's kind of the situation. Going into tomorrow, I'm still only interested in taking longs. Now it'll be a little bit different with where we open, because if we open up and we cross negative on that 30-minute chart I showed you guys on that call side, then we're in completely neutral market, which means we're going to be playing the range from 6947 to 6900. That is going to be the range we are going to be playing if we cross negative on the 30-minute and we're still within this range. So if we open below 6947 and above 6900 and the 30-minute crosses down, that's the range we play. It's whatever two fib levels we are in between when we cross negative is the range we are playing when we are neutral. So what we do is now we wait for a break of either side. So we wait for the break of 6947, or we wait for the break of 6,900, and from there, then you kind of, if we break below 6,900, you short the rips. If we break above 6,947, you buy the dips. So that's pretty much how that works. If we break below one of those levels or break above that level, we keep these current fibs, and then if we break below the 6,900, we flip the 0% and that 100% mark. So, and then from there you go, and then you short the rips from whatever those new levels are. So that's pretty much how you go about doing that. Everything isn't like set in stone with the fibs yet. Still a couple things that aren't 100%, I'd say, but I'll video out probably in like a month or two, maybe 2 months, on the fib levels when we have more of a, not cookie cutter, but more of like a outline, I'd say, a little bit easier to understand, and then I'll make a video on that. But yeah, it's kind of how you go about playing those fibs going into tomorrow. Again, look at these 30-minute charts on like the open tomorrow. If we cross on the 30-minute, if we open green tomorrow and we cross, market's bullish. Puts are probably nowhere near the 50 here. Let's see, where does the 685s at? So the 685s, yeah. We're nowhere near this 50. If we end up gapping down more tomorrow, this 50 estimate is going to be a major pivot point, so watch out for that. If this fib lines up with like another fib, like that 6,900 level, that will definitely be a good long to take tomorrow if like we end up opening lower. I know we bounced a bit, but maybe we got a retest of 6,900 and we're sitting right at that 30-minute on puts. I mean, that'd be a solid trade to take. That could be something to look for. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I got. I didn't take anything when it came to the 0DT chart on Friday. You can see there wasn't anything going on. Very ugly 5-minute chart here. On the call side, we didn't really get anything. And then on the put side, what did we have? Probably nothing as well. Yeah, right off of open, we end up crossing negative, and then no cross on either side of the premium, which kind of makes for more of a choppy day. But yeah, that's pretty much all we did. When it comes to, again, individual names, I went over some swings yesterday, but to show you some that I do like, one that I'm paying attention to. I mean, Wolf is a really nice looking setup. Pretty sure it broke out on Friday though. Yeah, okay, it did break out. Maybe if we get some sort of pullback, I'd be open to taking this entry. If we pull back to moving average somewhere, but I'll drag this over. Wolf, really nice looking chart. Could target these highs, 1613, 1705, this area, this range. For TPs, like I said, Bark was one that I'm currently in. Pulled back a little bit. We broke above this high, looking for new highs to be made. Hopefully it could pick up some momentum because it's kind of just dying off. It hasn't, or not dying off, it's just not moving in general. RGTI, another one that's kind of setting up. And then DAL, Delta Airlines, another one that I really like. I mean, if you guys watched yesterday's video, you guys will know. These are a bunch of setups that I'm eyeing. All I'm doing is playing this previous day high break on the 5-minute. We break above, I enter, and have my stop at low day. Cores, another really good looking one. I'll probably end up taking this tomorrow, to be honest. It's really nice looking daily. Let's see here. I know I'm currently in APLD. Already trimmed half on this. This is a risk-free trade. Looks really good. I hope we could see these new highs up in there. BBAI, another one that's setting up. Still needs a little bit of time to develop there, but one that I'm definitely eyeing. Vera, this is, like I said yesterday, this was a really good looking chart. Only problem is the option chain I don't think is that liquid from when I looked at it. So unless I missed something, I don't think that is going to be one I'm going to be able to trade. CRML, really nice daily chart. I'd love to see this go to like 22. Again, that's another trade we end up taking up 50%, trimming. I trimmed half, riding the rest, break even. But yeah, these are just a bunch of names I do like going into next week. Keep those on watch and just look for those breakouts if the market does end up, not shitting the bed. Because if the market does shit the bed, that's kind of when you have to realize, like with these breakouts, is to just be a little bit risk off, because you're probably going to see a lot more failed breakouts when overall like SPY, QQQ are heading lower. So that's kind of like something that you kind of have to keep on watch. It's not really great to be playing breakouts when SPY is tanking. It's kind of like hindsight stuff, I guess you could say. Like if SPY is dropping, why would you be overly aggressive on longs and breakouts? They're probably less likely to play out. Some names though won't even be affected by the downturn in SPY. That's just how it goes. Like some names won't, that are super strong. Sometimes they'll just do the complete opposite of what the market's doing. And when the market is dropping like this, what I like to do is pull up I have a screener on Webull. it's a very basic screener. It kind of just goes through top gainers for the day, and I put it to where the market cap is like, I think it's like 400 million or higher, just because I don't want to be getting these super like shitty stocks that are like 100K market cap ripping that I don't really care about. Like I want to see how, like more like larger caps be breaking out. So those are like when the market's down, look for names that are strong, and when the market does pick up and go higher, those are the names that are gonna be performing well. So that's kind of what I like to do when the market's down. Pull up my screener, see what names are having relative strength, and keep those on watch. If there's anything setting up for a breakout, I'll be sure to put those on my watch list. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I got. Okay, that's the game plan for tomorrow. We're just gonna be looking for the 6,900 dip level, or if we end up just breaking below that 6,900 level, we're gonna be switching the 0% mark and the 100% mark, and we're gonna be shorting rips. And if we end up breaking higher on the 69.47, we're gonna keep these current fibs still. But yeah, that's kind of the plan with the fibs tomorrow. Again, like a 0DT cross, I'll be open to taking too, either side of the premium, if we're neutral. So yeah, very simple game plan. If you guys enjoy, drop a sub because we want to learn. Join Discord down below. It's where I'm at all day, every day. It's where I post everything. So yeah, that's all I got. I'm out. Peace.